T-Mac Balls here. Roommate Tuck
What's up, guys?
with the appearance here today. Known Tuck since we were little. Played high school ball together. I watched him grow up. Today's question. It's two.
All right.
The best day you've ever had in baseball and the worst day you've ever had in baseball. Okay? So we'll start with your best day in baseball.
Okay.
Personal, team, anything.
Yeah.
Whatever you're feeling.
Okay. It has to be the state baseball championship win. When I hit the walk-off hit to win it. Had to be.
And tell us.
Had to be the.
What give us a situation, everything. Because
Okay.
Tucker and I played high school ball together, so I know, but you guys don't, so.
Okay. So, bottom 7. We're playing at Richmond's field.
Yep.
What did we have? First and second with, gosh, was there 1 or 2 outs?
There was 2 outs.
2 outs? Okay.
Yep.
I was down on count 1-2. Okay. First two strikes I had ugly as hell.
Yep.
Ugly as
JMU
hell.
commit throwing.
Yep. JMU commit throwing.
Our South Carolina commits on second base.
Yep. We had
VMI. Yep.
Kaz at first.
Yep. Sorry, VMI
Right.
commit at first base. He was a little freshman at the time.
Yeah.
And he got on by an error
He
by
did.
the second baseman.
Was it Kaz?
It was. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he got on by an error. So basically, I shouldn't have even been up in that inning at all.
Absolutely not.
Shouldn't have been up. So, anyways, I'm sitting there. I'm my balls are in my stomach. You know what I mean?
For real?
Balls are in my stomach. It's 1-2. I'm expecting. I don't even know. A curveball in the dirt, something.
I'm praying.
Yeah.
I've got my hat off. I've got my fingers crossed, and I'm
Yeah.
saying, please God, please God, please God.
Yep. No, guy throws me a fastball. Down the dig, honestly.
Right down.
Right down it. And, I turned on it, and they had a giant over at first base.
Yep. Another JMU.
Another JMU commit. About, I don't know, he's tall, like 6'5"?
Yeah.
Something like that.
6'4", 6'5".
So, line drive, guy jumps. I mean, at that point, I thought it was getting caught. You know what I mean? Nope. Sailed right over his head. There's a video, and I feel horrible for the man.
Terrible.
Horrible. But it was, that's just, my heart could have came out my chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, that's surreal. That's like the moment every time you're playing high school ball, that's your dream. Yep.
Here it is. This is what he got us right here.
There's it.
There it is.
That's it.
Look at that. Bing, bada boom.
But not, that was a whole team thing, but, that whole season was just... That's the best year of baseball I've ever had.
Oh, 100%. Because we didn't care.
No?
I remember we were sitting there at practices saying, I can't believe that we're here.
Yeah.
Like us.
If you guys knew the group of who we were, it's just, oh my gosh.
We didn't take... we took things serious.
Yeah.
But we didn't take things so serious to the point where we were always just like, baseball.
Yeah, no.
Like,
we
joked
used to
around.
have, we would have, what did we call it? Our,
Down by the river?
No, that's funny. No, our get outside of school, team bonding. Team bonding.
Which would be basketball.
We'd be playing 3-on-3 basketball. People turning ankles. We were stupid.
Yeah, the night before games, and we did it every time because it was team bonding, we said.
Yeah, we had to. It was tradition.
There were 2 rituals that we had, and it was team bonding, which was basketball at my house, which everybody came over to.
Yep.
And...
Down by the river. There's also... That's a...
That.
And then what else?
Well, the other thing was we always went to Chick-fil-A after a game.
Oh, we did. We did because we got the free sandwiches.
Free sandwiches for winning.
I don't know if we were scamming them about that because every time we went there and we said, we won tonight, they looked at us and they were like, yeah.
Yeah, we
were like,
won.
okay. Yeah. We went there when we lost too, let's be honest.
Yeah, we did. We took
told
3 losses, and we told them we won.
But hey.
And we got free food.
Yeah.
So...
gosh. Oh, and about that day, and then poor Coach Coleman, our assistant
my
coach.
God.
Oh, he blew his hamstring. He's running out
Tore it.
to the group of us, and the hamstring just fell off him.
Fell awful.
It did.
It's like
tumbled.
someone sniped him from
tumbled.
the outfield. And if I can put that clip in here, I'm 100% doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Where he hits it. Then we go celebrating. I'm the first one out there. My twin brother's right behind me.
Yeah.
Elijah picks him
Picks
up.
me up.
And
Yeah.
then...
I don't know.
Oh, Kaz scored, actually.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Kaz
Elijah was
scored.
on first.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, yes. That's how it went.
Dude,
And
I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if you saw me do this, but I took off my helmet, right, to throw it in the air. Did you see me slip?
No.
Oh my
I never
gosh,
saw it.
I almost broke my leg.
The only picture I saw was Elijah
Yeah,
lifting
you
up
can't
in the
even
air.
see it in the video, but bro, I went to throw it, and I just tried to do it with so much force, I think.
Yeah.
I went to throw it in the air, and my foot went, shoo.
And then Elijah picked you up.
Yeah, and then he picked me up. It was great.
God, that was amazing. We soaked that in.
It was
Because we were also really good his freshman year, my sophomore year, where
Yeah.
his brother
my
was
brother's
going.
senior year.
Yep. His brother was going to VCU to play. We had an Old Dominion shortstop.
Charleston, West Virginia committed.
Yep.
Braden.
And then Mike Mike was on that team, and
Yeah,
he was committed
he's
to Western
going
Carolina.
Yeah. He's at OD. I mean, not ODU. He's at Longwood now.
And then we had.
DJ.
Yep. That.
Did you say that?
Yep.
OD.
Then we had one of the best second basemen in the
Josh
state.
Lately. Josh Lately.
And
then we had MJ. Mondell.
MJ. He plays safety
Yeah, JMU.
at JMU. And freak athlete. Then that was another. We were ranked the number 1 team in state. We were 19-1 in the year.
Yeah.
And then we ended up losing in conference, but we got into the regional because we were the 1 seed in the conference.
Yep.
And we ended
Lost
up
the first game.
Yeah.
Lost first
I
game.
mean, it was so then, and that
Against
was
Stonebridge.
that was the year to probably win states if we could.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 years later, we did.
I mean, I talked to my brother this day, and he's like, "You know, we would beat you guys, right?"
Yeah.
And I just said, "No, you wouldn't."
Yeah. There's no way.
But see, the thing is about our team is, I think we had 2 home runs all year.
One by
One?
Mike, which was a walk.
That was it at Potomac.
Yep,
Just that.
That was it.
That's it. That's it.
All the little things right.
We
did
were
all the
professional
little things
bunters that season, honestly.
right. I mean, I remember in the state semi game, I get 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Coach makes me bunt with 2 strikes. I got it down.
Yeah.
But God forbid if I didn't.
Yeah.
That'd have been the end.
We had what, 2 losses? We had the spring
3.
break champ. No,
3.
who's the third? Benedictine, the spring
And
break.
then the walk off to Forge, where it hit
Who would have gave that up? Not me.
him.
Not me.
He
Not
gave
me.
it up.
Nope. Not me.
In 3 losses. So the first loss was just a straight loss. Like, we went down and we lost to Benedictine. They were ranked. They were top
Filthy.
20 team in the country.
Jamari Baylor,
Went
first round draft pick.
second.
Second round draft pick. Jay Wolfa, because now is at UVA, throwing 95 and 97.
Actually, I think Jamari might have been a 3rd rounder, but the second pick for the Phillies organization that year
Okay.
because they signed Bryce Harper and lost their 2nd round pick.
Okay.
So Jamari was their 3rd round pick. Second baseman was going to Tulane.
Yeah, he was filthy.
They had another guy going to Coastal Carolina.
Yeah. Then they had that one big kid. He
The
was going
catcher.
to a
He was,
he was going for football.
yeah, Army. I think it was.
Army? I thought he was
Maybe
going
something
to a like a big one of the Power 5.
Maybe
I don't know, but he
was a big kid.
Yeah, that game I gave up 2 nukes.
So you did
I
one
did.
off the scoreboard, and then he
Yeah.
I mean, way up out of there, way up out
I
of
think
there.
it was the Tulane commit that went off me, and then
Yes, it was.
and then
that was the
the
scoreboard.
catcher.
The catcher, which was way up out of there.
Yeah.
Then another loss is we had a freshman thrown at the time. Now he's committed to Miami,
Gunther.
and he transferred to IMG Academy after the year.
Yeah.
And he hit his pitch count, and we were up 11-7.
Are you talking about the game that you came?
Yeah. I had never pitched. I never pitched in high school, and they had me throw a bullpen because we're in a spring break tournament. We played back-to-back-to-back games or something like that, 4 games in a row. And it's a spring break championship game, and coach brings me in, and they're telling me, don't throw off speed, just throw strikes.
I was sitting at shortstop praying. I was sitting there saying, strikes. That's all we need.
And they brought their whole team. I'm talking, they had to bring the JV team, and the dugouts were down on the ground, and they had their heads up like this, going, and I'm up there like thinking, my God, first of all, I've never pitched. Second of all, there's 30 of those guys yelling at me, and I'm thinking like, come on, dude, just throw a strike. And I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad when I think I might have walked the first kid, and then I throw a pitch at this one kid, and he's up there hitting like this, and he goes right by his head, and he doesn't move an inch. And it's like 3-1. Next pitch, I hit him in the head. He just stands there like this. Right off the forehead, just jogs down to first base, and I'm like, God, this ain't going good.
We didn't help you either, though.
Nope.
We made 2. He got ground balls.
I did get 2 ground balls.
We made 2 errors. We did.
2 errors, and then I ended up getting out of it. Coach Harrison told me I did my job. It didn't feel like I did. And we lost.
That was our first loss of the season. That season.
And then the third was a local high school. We were playing a team inside our conference, which we had already beaten twice.
Yeah.
And so we had Elijah in center field. He was going to South Carolina. And it's you're pitching.
Yeah.
It's bottom of the 10th. Their lights went out somehow. We were up 6-3. Lights go out, so we hit a delay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Then they score 3 runs. We go to extras. Routine fly ball with 2 outs.
Elijah drops it.
Hits him in the face. I run over there like, oh my God, I hit him in the face. And I'm like, you all right? He's like, yeah, I'm pissed. It hit me in the face. So like,
that was game, though. That scored the run.
No.
Correct?
That put a runner on. The next ground ball up the middle.
It went to Elijah again.
Yep. The ball will find you.
And he botched it.
It bounced up, hit him. We just knew it was over then because either you field it cleanly and you make the throw to home, or you don't get him.
Yeah.
And it hit him in the chest, fell. He picks it up and he throws it on top of the school.
Coach no one saw it.
Nobody.
I didn't see it.
I saw it.
Oh, you did see it?
I did see it.
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't learn that.
I'm just talking. I'm like,
I didn't learn that till I think the next day, and then coach was like, we had to suspend Elijah, and I was like, for what? And the principal of the school saw it. That's the only reason.
Yep, because their principal, because we were playing there. Hit him. Yeah, we were playing there. Their principal called our AD the next day and told him,
listen, got to give some respect. Strong arm, okay?
Strong arm.
Throw it to the strong arm.
He threw it from the baseball field and threw it on top of the school.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Impressive. Learn from it. Something you can talk about.
Yeah.
You move on. And 1 game suspension. I mean, I don't know about you, but I might throw a ball on top of school for a 1 game suspension just to say I did it.
Now he's at South Carolina.
And we went as far as we could. It never hurt us.
Yeah.
I mean, we did what we had to.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we got off track now. It's time for your.
That was good.
What do you want to do first? Your best?
I'll do my worst day.
Okay.
My worst day.
Let's hear it.
It was terrible because I love baseball. And this isn't a performance thing.
Okay.
We were at a local high school for my travel ball team. And Pinnacle. And there's college coaches there. They're trying to just come see us take some BP, see us move on defense some. So I'm playing center field. And at the local high school, the sun sets right behind home plate. And coach hits a ball. And I'm running in, and it's one I got to dive for. And I dive, and I lose it in the sun. And it hits me right here on the face. But it had knocked me out, and my head hit the ground. And I got a severe concussion. And I couldn't remember anything from probably about... So that happened about 5:30 in the afternoon. I couldn't remember anything from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon till when I woke up the next morning. And I was like, what happened? It felt like I dreamed. And I was in the hospital for like 4 hours. They took me to the hospital right after because I couldn't remember my passcode to my phone.
Is that when... You're probably about to say it.
What?
when the only thing you remembered was Jenna's phone number.
Yep. I could only remember Jenna's phone number, which is my girlfriend. And it was, I mean, I didn't remember anything. So this is what was told me after, and like seeing pictures and stuff like that. And my twin brother being there too, and him telling me everything that happened, because he said as soon as I got hit and I hit the ground, that I got up and sprinted to the dugout, and like,
are you serious? I didn't
just
know that
blood dripping down and everything. And they said I was like, I'm about to pass out. But I already passed out. I mean, it knocked me out.
Yeah,
my head
that's
hit the
wild.
ground, and then I got up and ran.
That's wild.
I'm in the hospital for 4 hours. People came visit me. There's video of it. Me asking. I kept asking the same questions. Who was I getting recruited by? Would I be able to play in 2 weeks? And how'd this happen? And coaches came and teammates and stuff like that. And I was trying to remember things that happened 6 months before that happened. And it was like, who did we lose to in the playoffs last year and stuff like that.
Dude, that's crazy.
And I couldn't stop cussing either. I mean, mom was mad. I couldn't stop cussing. And I would just read doctors' names as they came in. Because I think what I was trying to do was trying to remember, but I couldn't almost. So I was like trying to like see if I could read things and stuff like that.
Right.
And next morning I ended up waking up, and I mean, I was wearing sunglasses for a week, bad headache, couldn't really eat for a week. But after that, I mean, it's good. But for a long time, it was so hard to like tell between dreams and reality, because that was real, but it felt like a dream because I was knocked out.
Yeah.
So then I was trying to decide whether, like, if I had a dream one night and I'd wake up the next day, I'd be like, did that actually happen or did it not? Because I was fighting between what was like real and what wasn't. And I mean, it was scary. It gave me pretty bad anxiety and stuff like that. And so that was definitely the worst day.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a day I want to be a part of.
You don't? I mean, that was scary.
Yeah.
God, that was scary. Okay. So now it's your turn.
My turn? Worst day?
Worst day of baseball.
Man, I don't even know.
I'm getting a phone call.
I know, I keep hearing it.
Oh, it's Jenna FaceTiming me.
Oh, perfect. You gotta answer, she'll be upset.
What's up, babe?
Alright, anyways, my worst day in baseball. What is my worst day in baseball? Honestly, my worst day in baseball is when I just lost the love for the game. I wouldn't put it on a single day.
Yeah.
I'd rather say my worst time in baseball was my junior year summer. I switched. I was playing for TaylorMade my whole life, pretty much growing up, for travel ball.
Yep.
And junior year summer, I played for Braves National. And, you know, in my head, I was not committed yet. And the tournaments that they were going to were where I wanted to be. The most scouts, you know, all the looks I could get for, because junior year is a big year. You know,
huge year.
That's the year where, like, you know, if you're not committed, then you should probably worry a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Or you're probably gonna go.
Yeah.
To school, maybe not your dream school.
Yeah.
Maybe think about.
But if there are younger people that are, you know, in high school right now playing ball, I will say that don't wait for the perfect. That's where I want to go. Odds are you're not gonna get it, and that's reality. You know what I mean? You
gotta find the best fit for you between your options.
Exactly. Don't wait out for a school that says like, oh, well, you know, we'll take a look, whatever. No, if there's a school willing to pick you and choose you for their program, then that's a serious thing. You know, I took a lot of schools for granted, and you know, anyways, just decide with what you have, not what you dreamed to have. Okay.
Yep.
All right. But yes, I played for Richmond Braves National, and I had the worst time of my life. I didn't know any of the guys.
Yep.
And the Richmond Braves national and teams like, the Richmond Braves or the Canes or big name organizations like that, it's not, you're not going to feel like a family there unless you, I guess, grew up with the organization. You know what I mean?
And even then, it switches so much.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to win the tournament, so they'll bring in a kid from California.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Who's a stud.
Yeah. It's different. Like, with TaylorMade, you went to that tournament knowing, like, these are the guys that are going to pitch. This is what games they'll pitch in. All that. And you have each other's backs.
Yeah.
When I was with the Braves, it was a new lineup every day.
Yeah.
Different kids are playing different positions.
Mm-hmm.
You might pitch at the bigger location where the scouts are, or you might not.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed. And I think that, I dreaded going to play baseball. I dreaded having to go to these tournaments. And that's, that happened. And then, obviously, it was my senior year after that, and then COVID happened. So at that point, I was done,
Yeah.
That was it. I was like, yeah, it's not worth it for me anymore.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah. So I wouldn't, I don't have a worse day in baseball, but I have a worse time.
Yeah.
In baseball.
Which, for everybody, it ends at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, like, this guy, he bleeds baseball. You know what I mean? I just don't anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
Growing up, I played all the time. I loved it. Our season junior year of high school baseball was the best time of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then
after. I don't know.
Just like that.
Yep.
It's different though. Especially when you get to the college level, it's a grind. It's different.
It's a job.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a job. And if you're 100% down and you know that, and that's what you love to do, then this is the life for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And, my twin brother's done playing now, and he'll tell you he wish he could do it again.
Yeah.
But, like we said before, it's different time for different people to...
Yeah.
At some point, the game ends,
yeah.
And you have to enjoy it while you play, because sometimes it's the time you want it to be, and you stop, and sometimes it's not. But either way, you're going to miss it. Whether you do it on your own or someone tells you for you.
Also, you got to... Oh, I'm getting a phone call, too. I'll check it after. You gotta play because you want to play. Not because other people are saying, do you have so much talent, think about the people that don't have the talent you have. That's not what it is. You might be born with talent, and you have it. But if you're not there mentally and in your heart, then you're going to have a horrible time.
Yeah.
Have a horrible time.
And we've seen big-time players.
My brother.
Yeah.
My brother was player of the year, committed to VCU. Got a good scholarship there. And he went there, and it just was not for him. It wasn't for him. And, he was a stud.
Absolute stud.
He was a stud.
Hit
not
some
just
of
because
the
he's my
furthest
brother.
balls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Threw it, too. He'd get on the bump for us and throw it.
Yeah.
In high school. And, every day you could probably show up to the ballpark and count on him getting 2 hits a game.
At least.
One being an extra base hit at least. A double
least.
or a home run.
At least.
And he could glove it at third.
Yeah.
And, he hit some of the furthest balls.
Yeah. And I will also say, JUCO is a great route to go.
Oh, 100%.
JUCO Band right here.
JUCO Bandit right here.
It is.
I was small coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Probably 150 pounds.
Yeah.
I went to a Division II school. COVID happened. I was like, I'll go JUCO, bet on myself.
Yeah.
Put some weight on, see what happens. And I ended up having a good year.
Yeah. Now he's here, D1.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say, though, that I didn't go JUCO trying to find a D1. I went JUCO trying to find the best fit for me because I didn't feel like the school that I had chosen was the best fit. We did have a coaching change about a couple months before I got there, so I didn't have the coaching staff that had recruited me, and I was fine with going to a school that wasn't Division I. I just wanted the best fit, and I felt like this was because I had friends who were coming to play here. The coaching staff changed. I really liked what they believed in, what their goals and morals were, and I ended up coming here. And I knew we're going to have to make a change. When people think about us, they think maybe like we weren't a lower end Division I school and stuff, and we're trying to change it around. A lot of new guys in, and it'll be the same way next year, and you just keep doing it.
I'll say this as well: when you are choosing between schools that you want to play for, I was like, think about your playing time as well.
Oh, 100%.
You don't. There were kids that came here, and throughout the fall realized I'm not gonna play, and they ended up leaving.
Yep.
So
which happens at every.
It happens at every school. Every school, big name schools. I mean, you see in college football with like quarterbacks and everyone that all that. It's the same with baseball.
Mm-hmm. There's thousands of kids in the transfer portal. Thousands.
Always. So if it's between, let's say, a D1 that, is good, whatever, but you have a slim chance to play versus maybe a D2 or D3 where you're going to play all the time, play all the time.
And you're going to have a lot more fun, too.
Yeah. And who's to say, dream is to get drafted, right?
Yep.
There is nothing to say that you cannot get drafted from any division at any school.
Any school.
It happens with people all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
There were 2 kids drafted out of Division III school that's 40 minutes from us.
Yeah.
Back-to-back years.
Yeah.
So if they're good enough, they're going to find you.
They'll find you. They'll find
you. And then I would say my best day in baseball would probably have to be 2 kind of days. One was my twin brother and I both had home runs in the same game, and it was our last day playing travel ball there. And then the other one would have to be the last time I played baseball with my twin brother, because we had played together on every sports team that we had growing up. And so we had played on the same sports team growing up, whether it was football, basketball, or baseball. And then we went to the same Division II school together. We left that. We both went JUCO. And then he ended up leaving a couple weeks in because he wanted to play at home. So we went to Division III school because he wanted to play close to home. It was 10 minutes away. He was living there. And I just didn't know when the last time would be that we'd play together. We picked the same school to go to in college so we could play all throughout college together. Yeah. And it just ended up stopping. And, I mean, I just think that's the best time because we played together growing up on every team. And then I didn't know at the time that it was going to be our last time.
Right.
So that would probably be my worst time, right?
Right.
But I didn't know.
Right.
But now I look back and I'm just grateful for
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same way when I was younger. I would play up with my brother on his travel team on certain weekends or if they needed somebody. And there's nothing else like it. You know what I mean? There's nothing else like it. It's just fun.
Like to have your brother playing with you.
Like I'm on the mound and my brother's playing third base right next to me. I mean, it's just that dynamic is there's nothing like it.
I will say it felt like at the time because it's a lot more emotion when you play with your brother.
Oh,
You're not going to get mad at a teammate like you get at your brother.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get as excited for a teammate like you would if your brother hit a home run or made a good play. Like, I mean, that's your brother.
You and Caleb got us in trouble.
Because
you guys,
I do remember he punched me.
You guys were fighting like brothers at home, and Caleb punched you.
Yep.
and we all had to run for it.
We ran about 30 pulls that day.
Yeah.
Because
because you guys were acting like brothers.
And it was because he had left a milkshake in Robbie's car, one of our teammates. It spilled, but I put it in there for him to get because he had left it in the truck because he was in the car. And then it got knocked over and stained Robbie's car floor mat, so it had to get cleaned. And that started a whole argument. So now we're going back and forth whether...
I mean, I just can't believe that we actually ran for it. You know what I mean? But Coach Harrison, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
And he didn't, I mean, he treated you guys the same as if you weren't brothers.
100%. And
So-
which, I mean, looking back, it's kind of funny. At the time, we're like 30 pulls,
Yeah.
really?
I was running, I was like,
Like, not
They're
even
bro-
like
they're
12?
brothers. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, it was the worst when
One feels like a lot.
he made you bring the bat with you.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we're
We're
just
running with the bats on our head.
Gosh, dude.
That was good times.
The next day was horrid
So
soreness.
that would definitely be. There's a lot of stories, and right before that, it was probably 14U game. Caleb struck out. We're playing in this tournament. Caleb struck out. I'm watching him, and he's coming back to the dugout. I'm just waiting for him. I'm like, ain't no way my brother just struck out. Ain't no way. So he strikes out, and I'm waiting for him like in the dugout like this, and he comes walking up, and I said, he struck out looking. And I go, you don't want to swing at that? He pushes me in the dugout, so then, I'm up in his face like, you just struck out looking, and now you're going to push me.
Yeah.
And then so we started getting into it, and then Coach Torres came running over, grabbed us, we got sat down, and then
I mean,
Mom and Dad were furious.
Tristan, you got to think that's probably the last thing he wanted to hear from anyone.
Yep.
Even worse, your brother.
Oh, 100%.
I would be livid.
100%. I held his expectations up to here, though. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was bad. I mean, at the time, like, I was serious. I'm like, you just gonna watch that pitch go by? Like, you didn't want to swing at it for strike 3?
I'm kind of glad I only got a glimpse of playing with my brother. I don't think. I couldn't imagine doing that for my whole life.
Oh, it was funny. I wouldn't trade it though. So,
Yeah.
But, well, make sure you guys like and subscribe and do all that good business. T-Mac Balls